Welcome to Xi Jinping Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: young Chinese, fed up with family pressure, opt out of Lunar New Year. What would Sun Tzu and Clausew think about Ukraine and Taiwan? Two Chinese fishermen drown while being chased by Taiwanese Coast Guard. What a viral post on giraffes says about China's fed up investors. Young Chinese, fed up with family pressure, opt out of Lunar New Year. Washington Post. China's younger generations are increasingly opting to cut off their relatives and skip the annual tradition of celebrating the Lunar New Year in order to focus on travel and having fun with friends. Traditional family values have been promoted by the Communist Party leadership in an attempt to avoid a looming demographic crisis caused by a rapidly shrinking population. However, many young people fear internal family strife is especially intense because of the jarring speed of economic development and a resulting generation gap. Some are choosing to duanchin or cut off relatives in order to avoid clashes over money, marriage, and lifestyle. State media has responded to this trend by telling young people to communicate and maintain family ties. In a sign of official unease, a video game called Epic Showdown, New Year Reunion was taken offline after it proved a surprise hit. The government has used the festivities as an opportunity to promote Confucian beliefs about the importance of a stable and prosperous society. What would Sun Tzu and Clausew think about Ukraine and Taiwan? SCMP opinion. Anders Fogh Rasmussen, former NATO chief, recently wrote an op-ed in the Financial Times arguing that a Ukrainian victory in the current conflict is crucial to deter China from invading Taiwan. Rasmussen's argument is similar to the one made by his successor, Jens Stoltenberg, at a NATO conference a few months ago. Both argue that a Russian victory in Ukraine would set a dangerous precedent, showing China and other autocratic powers that the democratic world's resolve is weak and that military aggression works. However, Rasmussen did not define what a Ukrainian victory would look like, and it appears unrealistic to expect Ukraine to regain all territories, roll back all Russians, and depose Vladimir Putin. The article suggests that Rasmussen and Stoltenberg's arguments are part of a wider NATO propaganda campaign to drum up support for Western unity and militarization in the Asia-Pacific region. The article concludes that the West needs to make China look like the aggressor in order to justify its own militarization in the region, and Taiwan offers the perfect excuse for that. Two Chinese fishermen drown while being chased by Taiwanese Coast Guard. The Independent. China has criticized Taiwan after two Chinese fishermen drowned while being chased by the Taiwanese Coast Guard off the island nation's Kinmen archipelago. Taiwan authorities said the fishing boat had trespassed into Taiwanese waters. The Chinese speedboat was carrying 4 people and all 4 fell into the water once Taiwanese authorities gave chase. Tensions between China and Taiwan have been at an all-time high, especially in the wake of the elections. China claims sovereignty over the democratically governed island, but Taiwan rejects this notion. What a viral post on giraffes says about China's fed-up investors. New York Times. Chinese investors are losing confidence in the stock market and showing frustration with the Chinese government's handling of the economy. Many investors have turned to investing in foreign markets, such as the US, through exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Investors have expressed their concerns and frustrations by leaving comments on an innocuous post about giraffe conservation on the official Weibo social media account of the US Embassy in China. The comments reveal a growing loss of confidence in the stock market, the country's economic prospects, and the Chinese Communist Party's ability to govern. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Dr. Six, your favorite observer from the 6-degree world. Today, we have some intriguing news to discuss. First up, it seems that young Chinese people are breaking away from tradition and choosing to opt out of Lunar New Year celebrations. They are cutting off their relatives to focus on travel and fun with friends. But hey, who can blame them? Sometimes, family pressure can be a bit too much, especially when it comes to money, marriage, and lifestyle choices. The government, however, is not too happy about this trend and is urging young people to maintain family ties. In fact, they even took down a video game called Epic Showdown, New Year Reunion because it was too popular and might encourage this behavior. Looks like the government wants to keep those family reunions going strong. Next, let's talk about the Ukraine-Taiwan situation. Former NATO chief, Anders Fogh Rasmussen, believes that Ukraine needs to win its conflict with Russia in order to deter China from invading Taiwan. He argues that a Russian victory would show autocratic powers like China that military aggression works. Now, I don't know about you, but expecting Ukraine to regain all territories, kick out the Russians, and depose Putin seems a bit unrealistic. Some suggest that Rasmussen's argument is just a part of a wider NATO propaganda campaign to justify Western militarization in the Asia-Pacific region. It's like they want to make China look like the bad guy so they can justify their own actions. Taiwan, apparently, is the perfect excuse for that. Talk about a real-life game of Risk. In some unfortunate news, tensions between China and Taiwan have escalated after 2 Chinese fishermen drowned while being chased by the Taiwanese Coast Guard. China is not too happy about this and has criticized Taiwan for their actions. It's no secret that China claims sovereignty over Taiwan, but the island nation rejects this notion. Looks like things are getting a little fishy in the waters around Taiwan. Lastly, it seems that Chinese investors are not too happy with the stock market and the government's handling of the economy. They are losing confidence and expressing their frustrations on social media. In fact, they even left comments on a post about giraffe conservation on the US Embassy's Weibo account. Now, I'm not sure how giraffes and the stock market are related, but hey, everyone needs an outlet for their frustrations, right? Let's just hope these investors find a way to regain their confidence and keep the stock market from going on a wild safari. And there you have it, folks. That's all the news we have today from the 6-degree world. Remember, life is full of surprises, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. And now, it's time for you, my wonderful audience, to share your thoughts. What do you think about these news stories? Do you have any ideas or questions? Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.